I am the platoon's very most recent badge holder. So I've been here about 8 months. I just qualified 2 days ago to be a fully qualified sentinel. So I am here to answer any questions you guys have. I know you just watched the guard change. I know you just watched those reads. So I can take, I don't know, we'll play it by ear, see how many questions I can get to. But yeah, I can answer most anything. So let's hear them. Do the back.
How long does it take to qualify to be like that?
So on average, it takes about 9 months. I did it in about 7 months. I've seen people do it in 14 months. I've also seen one of the people who's down here right now, he did it in 5. So that's the fastest I've ever seen anybody do it. So 9 months is the average. Yes, sir. Blue.
How do you hold a straight face?
How do I hold a straight face? It's something that they make sure that you know how to do before you're even allowed outside to go guard the unknowns. Well, you're downstairs. There's an area where you're never allowed to smile. You're never allowed to talk. You are not allowed to have any interactions with other people that are not pertinent to the mission that is guarding the unknowns here. Does that make sense? Answer your question? So, for like 2 months, before I was even allowed to come outside in my uniform, I had to just be silent and not break composure. Make sense? Who else? What do you guys got? Do I ever want to smile? Yes. So there are plenty of times where you guys are out doing crazy stuff out here, and I am like, what are those kids doing right now? And I want to smile all the time, but I can't. So, yeah. Yep. What do I do with my freedom? What were you going to say? Okay, so this is a question I get a lot. She asked, what do I do in my free time, and am I a normal person outside of work? And the answer is, the last 8 months have been pretty consumed by work. So I do a lot of my work from here at home. I have an apartment in Alexandria, and just like a normal person, I have an apartment. I go home, I shine my shoes, I work on stuff for work. I'm watching Suits on Amazon Prime right now. I do all the normal stuff that you guys probably do. So, yeah, I like to think I'm a normal person, but you guys can be the judge of that, I guess. All right, yes, sir. What happens if I do smile outside? Nothing good. Nothing good. So, nothing good. I will not be rewarded for that. No. What else? Blue.
Is the gun loaded?
Is the gun loaded? That is one of those touchy subjects that I am not allowed to talk about with you. But I will tell you that at the end of the guard change, we clear the weapon. So you guys can do with that information what you will. Somebody over here, come on. Yep. What happens if I have to sneeze? That's a good question that I didn't get an answer to until I was about 2 months in here. And the answer to that is you press your tongue to the roof of your mouth and it will make the sneeze go away. There you go. If you got to sneeze and you don't want to, there you go. So if someone, a lot of the times it's kids, right about your age, they drop their phone or something on the closet. It's never anything malicious. I've never seen anything malicious here happen. But if they do, if they go beyond the rails, if they go beyond the chain, my job is to step off and warn them that they need to get back behind the rail. How long is my commitment? My commitment here, generally speaking, the tomb is looking for about 18 months out of you. However, I have seen people stay here as long as 4 years. I've seen people stay here as little as 14 months. Like I said, I'm at 8 months right now. I just passed my training. So now in the next couple of weeks here, I'll be receiving a trainee, someone that I'm going to go up to the big regiment up top, pick out, and then bring them down here to eventually become a sentinel. So they'll be directly under me. I'll be their first line supervisor. Make sense? What do I do when I have to go to the bathroom? Surprisingly simple, I hold it. How do I stay awake for 26 hours? So I don't stay awake for 26 hours anymore. When I was just starting out, probably my first 4 months here, I just worked all night. I worked all night on my stuff, getting my stuff, all my uniform items to the standard that would be acceptable for me to go outside and guard the unknowns, right? But now I have all those uniform items. It's now about maintaining that stuff and making sure that it stays to the standard that is perfection, which is what we're ultimately trying to obtain for the unknowns out here. Make sense? All right. Okay, so that's a good question. What is the green box for? The green box has like 5 major purposes, right? The first one is I have a big issue. Me personally, I have a big issue with my CCAP. When I'm outside, my CCAP does this. It goes, and tilt over. We have a mirror in there that I can go in and I can actually tilt my seat cap where I need it to go. I need to get it back aligned on my head. In addition to that, we have a phone in there. We have a phone, so we can, it's like a bat phone, right? We can call downstairs and let them know if there's like, kids who drop their phone in the plaza and they need somebody to come out and get it so that the kids don't run out in the plaza and I have to yell at them and this whole thing. And then we also have a water bottle in there to wet our gloves with. I don't know if you guys know this, but those white gloves that we wear, they're wet. We spray them with water. The first walk of the day, I'll run them under the sink, and then every walk after that, I'll spray them with water. And so that just helps us get a better grip on the weapon. And then what else? In the wintertime, my nose runs a lot. We have toilet paper in there so I can blow my nose. And there's a heater in there, so at night when it gets like negative 10 degrees here in the winter, we can go in there for 5 minutes, warm up, and then come back out and guard the unknowns. Yes? Do I have to go to college? So I have been to college, but you do not have to go to college to be a guard at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. I would say the vast majority of us down here have not been to college. Make sense? Let me get you.
What made you want to do this?
What made me want to do this? That is an excellent question. When I was about your age, I came here. I'm from Pennsylvania, so it was a super easy drive down here. We came down here, and I was just like floored. I was just so impressed with what these guys did. They were super, super just awesome. And I just I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. You guys all probably think you want to be veterinarians or whatever, but someday you're going to eventually figure out what you want to do. And I didn't know that I wanted to join the Army, but when I did, it just worked out really well. And so I ended up here, and then I volunteered to come to the tomb, and they accepted me. And it's just been an absolute journey since then. But to answer your question, I came here when I was your age, and I saw what an awesome job they did. And I was like, I want to do that. Make sense? Okay, so the selection process, you asked what the selection process is like, how you get selected to come do this. Everybody here is selected on a volunteer basis. So you say, I want to go to the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. And then you will come to a selection cycle where the leadership will be here and there will be trainers who will come and evaluate all three aspects of your abilities as a tomb guard. So the first aspect is uniforms. How well can you put together a ceremonial uniform? How well can you make all the items? How well can you measure it? The second item is they will teach you the guard change, which you guys just saw. And then you will have to execute that guard change to a reasonable degree, right? You can't be doing all kinds of crazy stuff, but they're also not expecting it to be perfect. And then in addition to that, they give you 7 pages of knowledge about the tomb and about the cemetery in general, and you have to memorize that verbatim and then be able to write it out on a blank sheet of paper. And then at the end of that 2 week, or mine was like 3 weeks, 3 week cycle, you guys, they will say, okay, we want to take you, and they'll assign you to a relief. There are 3 reliefs here. The first relief, which is the tallest guys, I'm actually the shortest guy on first relief. I'm really short compared to these guys. They are the tallest guys. Second relief, that is where I did the biggest part of my training was on second relief. They're the average height guys. And then on third relief, they all look like you guys probably. They're really short, and they're all the same height. So all the reliefs try and get their height synced up to a certain degree, if that makes sense. And then once you're there, you're assigned a trainer, and it's off to the races, you guys. Yeah. So, yeah. What's the question? So, she asked, what is the most severe weather conditions I've been in or someone else has been in? The most severe I've been in, I was in the snowstorm that hit us like a train last year. We didn't see it coming, and it was like hail and ice, and it was craziness. And I was out there, and I wasn't expecting it, and that's probably the craziest thing I've been in. But also, tomb guards way before me have been involved in hurricanes, all kinds of crazy stuff. So, yeah. I saw you. Yep. So, in the Army, generally speaking, yes, there are different Army service uniforms, right? In the Old Guard, though, ceremonially speaking, women will wear a male top. So we're all uniform, if that makes sense. Yeah. So their hair, Like I said, I'm not a woman, but I'm not super well versed in female grooming standards, but I know that they have to have a tight knit bun, slick back, tight bun. Makes sense? Yep, you're right there.
Why do you have to click your shoes? Do you think it's satisfying?
What'd you say?
Why do you have to click your shoes? Do you think it's satisfying?
Why is that the what?
I got you. I'll see you afterward, dog. I got you. So to answer your question, the reason that we click our heels is because the first unit to guard the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier back in 1926 was a unit by the name of the 3rd Cavalry Regiment. And when they guarded, they had spurs on their boots, which made kind of a clicking sound, and that's us emulating what they did back then. So it's a tribute to them. They were the first ones to ever do it. Make sense? Cool. Yes? Yes. The answer is yes. All right, I can take like 3 more questions, and then I got to head back inside. Yep, you're right here. That's a tough question. He asked me what is the average amount of practice I had to do to get to where you said to get outside or to be a sentinel. Oh, geez. So we just had a guy, this is not a lie, he came here 2 months ago. Today he got his very first ceremonial walk outside. So we're talking 2 months of practicing at night, 2 months of sitting, and we have 3 or 4 big mirrors downstairs. Just stare at yourself, doing the rifle manual, right? Just checking all your angles, making sure that it looks good. It's in cadence, right? So a long time. It takes a lot of reps. One dude who just left, Sentinel Mackenzie, he told me, we talked about how many reps he's done with that rifle manual, and he said he's done it upwards of 20,000 times. So it's a lot of repetitions doing that. Yep.
Do girls do that?
Do girls do it? The answer is yes. We have had 4 fully qualified sentinels here at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Most recently, Staff Sergeant Ruth Hanks, who I like a lot. She's an MP, like I am, so military police. So her and I know each other pretty well. She's out of the Army now, actually. But yeah. One more. Let's make it a good one. Yep.